This is so. I don't muted, but then in the comments, people say they can't hear me.
We can hear now. Jesus Christ is Lord.
I think I was yesterday from my phone. So who are those that cannot
Okay.
hear? Can you hear me now? So they said the sound is up now, so they can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I
Okay, I think we can get started because the time is also running fast. Thank you very much for the invite and the opportunity to share. I think I can go ahead, right?
Okay. I don't know how long the system can take.
I think Esther is also having some difficulties with her network, so I'm just going to go ahead. So, though I'm a guest, I'm also going to welcome everyone who's joining. My name is currently, yeah, I think Esther scientist and also a PhD candidate, and I'm passionate about what has achieved there. The reason why I am here today to share some information about how you can assess global opportunities. Specifically, we're focusing on scholarship opportunities.
Jesus Christ.
So there are other forms of global opportunity access, but for benefits on scholarship opportunities. So but then I don't want to take. I just want you to drop on the comment section where you're watching from, so we can know where how many countries we have watching today. So type it in the comment section so that I can also be sure that there are people listening and you guys can hear me. So just type your country in the comments as I get started. So there's a background noise. Chinaza should mute her mic. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So we're looking at assessing global opportunities with a focus on scholarships abroad. Later in this session, I'm going to talk about an opportunity that is a little bit different from scholarships, but I believe would also help you achieve your dreams of studying in Canada specifically. But then scholarships are universal. There are a lot of scholarships in parts of the world, and you could be in your secondary education, or maybe you're done with your tertiary first degree, and you might not be aware of the opportunities that could help you study abroad. So that is why attending this session could also help you. So first of all, we're going to talk about opportunities. Now, these are opportunities that gives you that finance your study abroad. So they can give you full tuition, that is your school fees. They can take care of your monthly expenses by giving you monthly allowance. They can also cover your flight tickets. Some scholarships could also cover your health insurance and even your accommodation. So some of them might not cover everything, some might cover everything, and then they are called fully funded scholarships. So these are scholarships, and we're going to go into different steps. The next question you might ask is, how can you apply to these scholarships? Now, it's a very important question to ask yourself. And the first thing you want to do, there are different steps to how you can apply to international scholarships. The very first step is to ask yourself some important questions. Now, the first question is, what program do you want to study? So you should be able to answer the question of, what do I want to study? What program, in terms of what I have done before, if you are going for a master's program, or what I want to do in the future? How do I want my future to look like? Then you can decide on what you want to study. And then, what country do you want to study? You have to answer these questions. You have to know the countries or particular country that you are actually interested in, so that you are able to target that country. The next question is, what is your future career plan? Because this is very important when applying to scholarship. Another question is, you have to ask yourself, does my education and experience, previous education and your experience, align with the program or the particular scholarship you want to apply to? And one final question would be, what is your current financial state? Because even though you are applying for a scholarship, which is going to take care of your finance to study abroad, you still have to apply for your certificate. You might want to apply for your certificate. You might want to apply for your certificate. You might need to pay for some application fee for to apply for a program to study abroad. Yeah, there's some other things you need to do. You need money to do. You might even need to pay for your flight ticket. But that should not be a problem. But then you should also consider how much you have right now and what is your financial state. So then that will take us to the second step. So the first step is just knowing what a scholarship is and asking yourself these questions. Once you have answers to those questions, you want to go to the next step, which is to search for these opportunities. Now, I'm going to show you a series of tools and websites, because I want this to be practical. I want to show you and then we're going to look through the second step together, where's some resources for you. So I don't know if I can share my screen. I'm going to try. Okay. Can you see my screen? So let me know in the comments, because I can't see anybody right now. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know in the comments if you can see my screen. Just type in the comments, or someone can unmute their mic and tell me if they can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. I think I'm opening the. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see. Okay, so we're talking about how to search for opportunities. So I have a YouTube channel that has a lot of opportunities, Eugene Brown. So basically, the channel is all about sharing scholarship. One way to search for scholarships. There are a lot of other YouTube channels that talk about scholarships. So basically, if you search for scholarship for in USA scholarship in Canada, you're going to get a lot of videos that talks about scholarship. So this is one way to get a scholarship is globalscholarships.com. It is a scholarship database where you can literally search for different types of scholarships. So if you come down on this website, you can see university scholarships. So those are scholarships that are given by different universities. There are external scholarships, which are sometimes private or government, and then there are government scholarships, which are scholarships given by different government of Germany, government of Canada. So you can easily click on any of these to search for scholarships. We're not going to go through it, but then you can explore the website on your own. If you also go at the top right here, you can see scholarship, and then you see scholarship in different segment scholarships. You can click on these, master's or PhD, and then you can also see scholarships by country. So if you're interested in studying in Ireland or in Australia, you can go through any of that. And then you can see different categories right here. Another thing you can do, if you click on any of the categories, it's going to take you to a search bar, and then write opportunities on these websites. So for example, if we go to the mastersportal.com, you can easily put where you want to study. I want to study in Canada. You can type it in right there. And I think I made a mistake. Let me delete this. What was that? Okay, what you want to study. You want computer science. Let's put that in computer science and IT. And where do you want to study? You want to study in Canada. You can type that in right here. And then you can hit on the search button. And then it's going to give you different programs that relate to what you have searched. And in different universities in Canada. So this is a very good way to search for programs. And this is not or. You can also use the filter to the left hand. You want a tuition fee that is very low. You can move the bar like this. Maybe you want tuition fee between, let's say, 7,000. And then you want the duration of the program to be 2 years. So you can filter right here. And the format, if you want to attend online, full-time or part-time attendance, if you want an online program or you want an on-campus program. So the degree type as well, if you want master's, whatever. So you can actually use that filter, and then you're going to get the results to the right-hand side. So now, most of these programs, you can see the tuition fee right here. These are very cheap tuition for 2 years. But then if you click on the program, it's going to take you to this page where you can now see if there are scholarships available for this particular program. So for example, if you come down here, you can see that under the tuition fee, you can see scholarship available. So if you click on this scholarship available, it's going to take you down to where you can see the different scholarships that are available. So if you come down, you can see, for example, you can set your nationality so that it shows you scholarships that pertain to you. So for this example, I'm just going to put Nigeria right here. Country of residence, I'm just also going to put Nigeria. And then when do you want to start your study? I'm just going to leave that alone. Then you can click on see scholarships. So if you click on see scholarships, then you can see the different scholarships that you could apply to when applying to this particular program. So I think this is very important. You can load more scholarships to see even more scholarships that you could apply to. So like what I tell my followers, when you are applying for a program and you know that you cannot sponsor yourself for this program, always apply to that program that you will get scholarship to pay for the program. So you must put scholarship in mind when applying for a program if actually you can find scholarship. So you can do the same thing for master's, PhD, or bachelor's. Just go to the website mastersportal.com and bachelor's, bachelor's. So I'm going to go ahead. So the next place to search for scholarship is upnextnigeria.com. So you can actually get scholarship updates from here and other important information that will help you study abroad. So visit upnextnigeria.com to get more scholarship updates. Okay, I think, yeah, other ways to get scholarships, you can do a quick Google search to get scholarships. You could also visit university websites to get scholarship. Go to the university website, look for their page. Some of them might have funding page, some of them might have scholarship page. So once you enter into that page, you will see the different fundings that are available. Another way is to communicate with the graduate person or any contact details you see within the website, within the department. You can send an email to make inquiries about scholarship for that program before you apply to that program. So that is, and so you could search on Google, you could search. So we're going to move ahead. So that is the second step. So the first step was asking yourself important questions. I think I'm going to stop sharing. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Yeah, I want to know if there you guys are still here, so it doesn't look like I'm just by myself. Are people still watching? Oh, there's nobody on here.
Yes, we are.
It's good to know that. Yeah, I can hear you. It's good to
Hello?
know that.
Can you hear me?
Okay. So the first step was to ask yourself important questions, and then the second step is to search for opportunities. I believe you've gotten some on how to search for opportunities, but there are still a lot of other ideas and a lot of other ways you could search for opportunities. Yeah, but we cannot cover all of that here. So we are going to go into the next step. The next step is to check through the eligibility and other scholarship details. Into that, I have a bonus tip, which is also very important and can help you study in Canada. Help you study in Canada and give you a financing of of up to $65,000. So I'm going to share my screen again and show you this update. Okay, so I believe you can see my screen. So we're talking about Passage. So Passage is it's a company in Canada that provides education loans to students to pursue their education in Canada easily, and you don't have to worry about meeting the requirement for your student visa because it is well recognized in Canada. The immigration office is not going to give you any headache, so you can easily get loans from Passage and move to Canada. Now, the interesting thing is that they would help you apply for admission. So once you register with Passage, they are going to help you to apply for your admission. They are going to give you a loan, and they are going to help you with your visa application, and you move to Canada. Yeah, so it's one of the surest way to move to Canada right now. And one other interesting fact is that they only sponsor programs that are in the labor shortage list in Canada, which means that once you are done with your studies, it will be very easy for you to get a job, and then you'll be able to easily pay back the loan. Yeah. So I have partnered I think this is a very unique opportunity that can help a lot of people move to Canada and study and also establish their future in Canada. Now, let me show you how you can get started with Passage. You can visit the link. There's going to be a link in the description of this video. You can visit the link. Okay, I can show you the link right here. So you can visit this link right here, bit.ly/PAFNS. So you can visit this link. Once you visit this link, it's going to take you to this page. So once you get to this page, the first thing you want to do is to check your eligibility. So it takes like 2 minutes for you to check your eligibility. If you are eligible, then you can apply straight away for this loan. So let's go through it. So if you click on check eligibility, you can select your country, your nationality. I'm going to leave Nigeria. It's asking if you have, then it's asking what kind of support you need. I want admission and a loan. You can also get a loan, the third option. So if you only need help with admission, you can click on the fourth option. But I'm going to click on the first option because I need admission. I also need the loan. I'm going to click on next. The next slide, Canada. Yeah, and then another question here: have you ever had a visa application to Canada rejected? So the answer is no, because I haven't. Then I'm going to click next, and it's asking how old are you. Put your age right there and click next. And the next question is to give more information about what you are interested in terms of studying. So what subjects are you interested in? Are you interested in science and technology, healthcare, or skill trade? Okay. Then what type of program are you interested in? You want to study for 1 year? You want to study for 2 years? Let's study for 1 year. Okay, what type of program level are you interested in? I'm going to say graduate certificate and click on next. So the next question is asking about my highest education level. I'm just going to select that, a bachelor's degree, and click on next. And then we have another question. What year did you graduate from your recent program? I'm going to put in 2021 and click next. So you have to put in what fits. You have to be truthful when you are filling the form. And then the next question is what was your area of specialization in your previous graduation or diploma? So let's say I did nursing. So I'm going to select nursing, health sciences, and medical, and click next. And then what was your final score? I'm going to put that there and click next. So what country did you complete your study on NECO? Depending on the country you completed your studies, put that in and click next. And this question is talking about your experience. You have to fill that in, click next. On when study, what you take. I'm going to put in January. I'll click next. And another question is talking about how much do I have? I'm going to say 3,000 to 5,000 Canadian dollars. So this is important because you have to make a deposit. There's what they call the loan. So I'm going to click next. And right here, you can put in your details, your name, phone number, and your email address, and then you can see the eligibility results. So right here, you can see the eligibility result. I'm eligible to get this amount right here. And they selected the program, which is the Health Informatics program at George Brown College. Information right here. So you can go through this. I'm going to hold so you can connect with me on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel and follow. You're going to get information. My WhatsApp channel is also there on YouTube, so you can easily join my WhatsApp channel. So this right now. Okay, so that is it for Passage. I think it's a very good opportunity those who want to study in Canada and who have some money to pay for collateral. They can see right here in this particular in this particular front cash collateral. Yeah, and the monthly payments. There are a lot of other information I can't share right now, but I think this is a good one. If you want to know more about it, just make sure to join my WhatsApp. So we are going to go quickly now to the third step, which is to check your eligibility criteria. So I'm going to stop sharing again to make sure I'm not the only one in this meeting. Okay. At least I want to see some faces. Where is Esther? Maybe you should turn on your camera for a bit. Am I the only one here? Okay. I'm just going to continue. I thought I was going to get some response. So yeah, I can't answer the questions right now. For I see some questions about the loan. Yeah, it comes with an interest, but I'm not going to deviate right now. That is just an information by the side. I uploaded a video on my YouTube channel just some few hours ago. I also talked about this, so you can check out that video. Just search for Eugene Brown. You can see my latest video and check it out. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So just to recap, the first step I talked about was asking yourself some important questions. The second step is to search for opportunities. We've been use some tools and some websites where you can do that easily. And the third step now is to check through the eligibility and other scholarship information. So when you get into a scholarship page, you want to look out for some important information. The very first one is the eligibility criteria. You have to go through the eligibility criteria and be sure that this scholarship fits your profile. It is for you. It's you that they are looking for. Yeah, you have to be sure it's you. And then you also need to check the grade requirement if there is any, so that you don't waste your time applying to scholarships. Sometimes you can get 40% scholarship. If you get 40% scholarship, would you be able to meet the remaining 60%? If no, then you have no business applying to that scholarship. If the scholarship covers 80% and you feel like you can meet the other, you can cover maybe your flight ticket, you can cover your accommodation in the foreign country, then you can go for it. So you have to be sure what is covered. And then you need to check the policies. Most scholarships come with policies. For example, some scholarship will state that you have to go back to your home country. You have to agree to those policies. Some scholarships do not allow you to come to the country with your family, with your spouse or your kids. So you have to know that. You have to check the policies, and then you have to check the application deadline to make sure you don't miss the application deadline. You also need to check how to apply. Some scholarships will want you to register in the application portal. Some scholarships will want you to send your documents. Some scholarships will want you to apply to the program. While some scholarships just want you to apply to the scholarship alone, and when you get the scholarship, you'll be selected for the program. So you have to know all these things, how to apply. And then you need to know the documents required for that particular scholarship. There are some basic documents that are required for most of the scholarships, but then some other scholarships have their specific requirements. Yeah, and then you also need to know how to submit your document, if you're going to send it by mail, if you're going to send it by an email, or if you are going to submit using an application portal. Okay, that is the third step. Now the fourth step to securing your studies abroad is to prepare your documents. Now I'm going to list some of the basic documents that is a must, or in most cases, that you need to have when you want to study abroad. So One of that is the number one is the proof of identity. That could be your passport, or it could be,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, so we may need to start taking questions because of our time.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, network kicked me out. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. Let the questions come in. If there are any questions, they can come in and I can answer them as
Okay,
I continue.
thank you. That
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, so I'm almost done with my presentation anyway. So I'm just going to list the documents again. So you need the proof of identity, which could be your passport or other forms of ID, your degree certificate, your transcript, your CV, your letter of motivation or essays. This could vary depending on the scholarship. You need your recommendation letter. So you have to keep good relationship with your past professors, your past lecturers, because you might need them to write a letter of recommendation for you. And then in some cases, you need proof of English or language proficiency, depending on what you're going to study with. It could suffice that you use a letter from your university that states that your study was done in English, or you might need to write IS or TOEFL, which are English language proficiency examinations. Yeah. So that is the fourth step. Prepare your documents. And then the last step, which is the fifth step, is to submit your application. Since you already know from the third step how you're going to submit your application, it is easy. Put your documents together and submit your application. And then you're going to wait for a feedback to see if you are successful or not. Some scholarships might also have interview, but some might not. So that is it basically. So that is how to apply to scholarships, how to achieve your dream of studying abroad, and also unlock the international scholarship opportunities. So if you have questions, you could write them in, or I don't know how, Esther, you're going to handle that.
We have one question. Somebody asks, does the loan come with interest, please?
Yes, the loan comes with interest, but it's very minimal. But I think for a passage, it's a good idea because while you are studying, once you're able to meet the initial capital, the initial what do you call it? The initial capital, let me say capital. It is a good deal because you get paid while you are studying. You are going to be receiving the money. You are not going to pay while you are studying. You are not going to pay out from your pocket. They are going to deduct it from the money they will be giving you every month. Most of the time, you get to pay back after your studies when you are working. Yeah. So the only thing you need to worry about is the initial capital. Yeah. So you pay back I think it's a lot of months. You pay back in a long time. So if you're working, then it's a good deal for those who have about 3,000 to 5,000 or thereabouts. So if you want to include your living expenses, you can get up to 60,000 Canadian dollars, which is going to be paid to you every month. All you need to do is to pay the initial capital, and you get that every month. Well, if you want to know more about this, like I said, I'm going to have a live session to talk more about this. So you just have to join my WhatsApp. If you search for Eugene Brown on WhatsApp, I don't know if you're going to see me, but if you go on YouTube, you're definitely going to see my WhatsApp link in any of my videos. So just go to YouTube and search for Eugene Brown. Click any of my videos, you see my WhatsApp there.
Yes, we will share the link for you to share that ladies, because some of them, so they go to join your YouTube channel, share further
Okay,
information with
okay,
them.
that would be
We
good.
have one question. Somebody is asking, yeah, sorry. Somebody is asking, what country has the best opportunity?
I can't hear you, Esther. Esther, your network is bad. Okay, let me check the questions for myself. I think I have access.
Yes.
If you put your question in the comment section, I'm going to see it. Does the loan come with interest? Okay, that is clear. Please start dropping your questions. What countries have the best scholarship opportunities? Well, that's a difficult question, but a lot of scholarships, there are a lot of countries with scholarship opportunities. Like you can just search and you're going to get, but fully funded scholarships, like in Germany, there's the that Apple scholarship if your course is eligible. I've talked about that in my channel as well. So Germany has some opportunities for you. The United Kingdom used to have a lot of opportunities, but now most of them they ended it. But there are still some scholarships in the UK. There are scholarships in Australia. Yeah, in Canada, there are not a lot of scholarships, but Canada, USA, there are not a lot of scholarships, but there's what they call the teaching assistant or graduate assistant or research assistant positions that can help you study there for free. So first, in most cases, you have to get admitted, go through the process of getting to Canada, and when you're in Canada, you apply for these positions. But in some rare cases, your admission letter could come with a research assistant position or a graduate assistant position that covers your funding. In that case, you can go to Canada without the issues of finance. So I think there are opportunities in most of the countries. You just have to know the one you are interested in and search and apply to those scholarships.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just message them as we wrap up. Surely, I need to have a lot more questions then to have the link to your YouTube. They can join the next more questions. Wrap up, have any final words on what we need to do get access opportunities, scholarships.
Yeah, I can hardly hear you. But if there are no questions, then if there are no more questions, I'm going to give some final tips. I think that was what you're talking about. So I'm going to give some final tips that success tips that could help you in the scholarship application. Yeah, so one of those tips is to make sure your application is fully optimized. So you want to optimize documents like your letter of motivation, your CV, your letter of recommendation. So these are important documents that should be optimized and should fit the scholarship profile. Yeah. And then another tip is to make sure you are applying to multiple scholarships. Apply to several scholarships all around the world, and yeah, that would increase your chances of getting a scholarship. You also want to make sure you research the scholarship goal and the program page. So you have to go through the website of the scholarship, read through everything, understand the scholarship, understand what and who they need, so that you are able to tailor this you are able to represent the profile that they are looking for in your letter of motivation, in your CV. Yeah. Another tip is to always make sure to initiate a contact. So initiate a contact, send an email to the scholarship, ask questions. Even if you understand something, still ask a question. Initiate the contact because familiarity can also help you become a familiar face and could help you win a scholarship. Another tip is to make sure you engage in community development and volunteering. One important point that scholarship bodies look out for is your volunteering. Are you someone that wants others to succeed? What are you doing for your community? What are you doing for your people? What have you volunteered to do? So this is also very important. It might not directly relate to the program or the scholarship you're applying into, but if you have done some form of community development, um, just like this community, like somebody founded this community, and it's to help women achieve their goals in some ways, right? This is also a form of community development that could help you win a scholarship. So you just have to be able to tell the story. And if your community development aligns with the program you are applying into and a scholarship, it's even a better situation. Then you can tell your story, um, pointing out these achievements you've had. Yeah, another tip is to make sure your work experience also fits the scholarship. So if you have a very good work experience, that can go a long way. And also make sure that your background, your experience, and your future goals align with the scholarship. So you want to make sure if you are drawing a straight line through what you have done before, what you are doing now, and what you plan to do in the future, it aligns and also aligns with the scholarship goal. So this way, you'll be a very strong candidate for that particular scholarship. So these are just some few tips, and I hope they help.
They are very helpful. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for joining this evening. They come to the out of
I can't hear you.
Esther's network is bad. So I will just round up from here. Firstly, I want to appreciate our guests. My voice is echoing, so I don't know how if you can hear
Yeah,
me.
it is.
But I just want to appreciate our guests. I'm still in church, so I have to come to our children's church to stream live. Thank you so much for this insightful section. For the ladies that couldn't join, I'm sure they will come back to this video to go through it. And if you have any questions, we can still come to you for the answer. Thank you so much. We are grateful for your time and for sharing all the quality information that you have shared with us today. We are grateful. We look forward to having another section with you in the near future. Thank you so much. And everyone that joined, thank you so much. I love you all. We look forward to our next event. Till next time, I'm Fetu Mukoro, and we love you. Thank you. That will be all for today. So have a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Thank you.